Mulan 2020. I didn't think I would watch this movie. I was refusing to pay the $30. I dropped this Friday, non-exclusive to Disney Plus. Now you can go out and get physical releases, or you could just watch it without paying the $30 now on your Disney Plus. I don't hate all Disney live action remakes. I like the Jungle Book one, and I was optimistic about this Mulan one because here's the thing: Mulan, the original, is not a bad movie. It has some issues, namely Eddie Murphy's dragon is just way too comedic for the kind of movie that Mulan is, and I love Eddie Murphy. Nutty Professor 1 and 2 are big guilty pleasures for me. I enjoy Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, stuff like that, and I enjoy him. I love his Saturday Night Live stuff. Love Eddie Murphy. Love him as Donkey. Almost said Shrek, but that's not. It's not. He's not Shrek. um, but it just didn't work, and so I went into this movie at the beginning of the year. I was like, I'll see it in the theater, and then I didn't because the world changed in like literally just a few months, and I was not. I was not like hating on this movie. But then there was the news that Disney thanked a concentration camp. Like, they filmed right next to one. Like, why did you need to do that? Why did you need to film right next to one? Nobody said you needed to do that. We have the lead actress come out and says that she supports the police beating Hong Kong protesters into submission. She supports that. All these sketchy things that Disney did, and they made this movie to pander to China, and it didn't work. A lot of that has to do with how the phoenix in China means something entirely different to the American version, and they still had to make it Americanized, so they hated this movie. It bombed in China, and it didn't do well on Disney Plus. People will say, like, I know Disney said it was one of the top streamed movies of the year, but that's just bullcrap. Because if that's true, then why didn't you put out Black Widow like that? Why didn't you put out Soul like that? Why are you putting out Soul without the $30 price point? Why is Warner Brothers putting out 19 movies without charging $30 for any of them? I'm just like, you're wrong. So I was optimistic about this movie. Oh boy, was that wrong. This movie's horrible. The acting is terrible. Everyone has the same expression throughout all of the film. There's no life or energy to any of these performances. They are some of the worst performances I've ever seen in a big budget Disney production. It is terrible. They cut out the songs. I'm cool with that. But they didn't replace them with anything. They didn't add anything to make a big, stronger narrative. The movie runs the same, except there's weird things with Chi that just make no sense. You got this. I'm not going to do spoilers because it just doesn't matter. You should watch this movie, though. Just don't. The witch and what goes on with that is just ridiculous. It's just, this is, the idea of doing a live action Mulan and trying to make it, like more action oriented, and that's a good idea. They didn't really add more action to the movie that much. It was kind of weird. It was all characters on wires and flipping around, and it was terrible editing. None of it had any cohesion. There were several shots where I'd see something and it would be like, oh, that's that thing right there. It would cut, and then it would cut to something else, and there's just no cohesion between the things that they're cutting away to and cutting from. None of it makes any sense. The movie's paced terribly. There's just no substance to this movie, or life, or energy to it. It's just a complete slog and bore. And it's just horrible. And again, the editing and stuff, a lot of this stuff, I was just amazed when I was watching it. I was like, This is a Disney movie, a big budget production Disney movie, and like I'm watching it and going, um, uh, wow, I cannot believe some of the things that they did. It was just awful. Like, don't watch it. One of the worst films I've ever seen from Disney is this movie. Lion King remake, I still believe is far worse, but at least Lion King didn't have some of these straight up like technical flaws with the filmmaking that hurt the film so much that it's like you can't even believe it was made by Disney. I mean, just horrible. And and if you want to come at me and go, it's the live action version, it's more adult than the animated version. The animated version had a scene where they sang a song, and this is a spoiler for the movie. If you want to watch this garbage movie, click off now. They go and they sing their song, and then it cuts, and it's immediately this dramatic, beautiful score, and they look at the horrors of war. Nobody says anything. You know everything just from the expression on these characters' faces. Instead, in the live action version, there's no song, obviously, but they go to the same burned village from the original, and they look at it, and they're looking. And one of them goes, "They're all gone," and they literally point out the fact that everybody's dead because you're a child and you're too dumb to understand, apparently. Like, this movie's awful. 1 out of 10. Don't watch it.